The story we have been told about the universe's genesis might be a cosmic fabrication.
For decades, humanity has pursued the elusive nature of time, trying to grasp whether it is a fundamental ingredient of the universe or merely an illusion of our perception. In a recent groundbreaking revelation, theoretical physicist Michio Kaku has stirred the scientific community by asserting that time, as we commonly understand it, might not exist. This claim is no longer confined to the chalkboards of abstract theory. Astonishing data from the James Webb Space Telescope (JWST) has seemingly lent credence to this profound idea, suggesting that our classical notions of time are on the brink of collapse. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. Michio Kaku, known for his work in string theory and for popularizing science, has long suggested that time may be emergent rather than fundamental. Now, with observations from the JWST pushing the boundaries of our cosmic understanding, his claims are taking center stage in modern physics. The telescope, capable of peering further into the universe, and thus further back in time than any of its predecessors, has returned images and data that are rewriting our understanding of cosmic evolution, particularly the formation of galaxies in the early universe. JWST was designed to look back to the era shortly after the Big Bang, about 13.8 billion years ago. Scientists expected to find chaotic, underdeveloped galaxies, still in their formative stages. Instead, they are discovering fully formed, mature galaxies existing mere hundreds of millions of years after the Big Bang. These galaxies exhibit structural complexity and organization that should, by all accounts of our understanding of time-dependent cosmic development, take billions of years to manifest. This discovery is creating a rift in the foundations of astrophysics and cosmology. If these mature galaxies existed so early, the timeline that defines the age and structure of the universe comes under intense scrutiny. And with it, the very fabric of time itself is questioned. How could such structures exist without sufficient time to evolve? The implication is not simply that we miscalculated the age of some galaxies or underestimated their rate of development. It's more profound. Our understanding of what time is, how it flows, how it dictates cause and effect, might be fundamentally flawed. Michio Kaku's assertion that time may not exist in the way we perceive it is not purely philosophical. It stems from the cutting edge of theoretical physics. In string theory and quantum gravity, time often emerges as a byproduct of other variables, rather than being a base component of reality. According to Kaku, time might be akin to temperature or pressure, something that arises from more fundamental interactions at microscopic scales. The Webb telescope's revelations may be the first empirical push toward validating such abstract theoretical models. By challenging the assumption of time as a linear sequence of events, the implications stretch far beyond astronomy. If time is not fundamental, the laws of physics, which rest upon cause preceding effect, are up for re-evaluation. Quantum mechanics already blurs this cause and effect chain, allowing for phenomena like entanglement, where actions on one particle instantly influence another, regardless of distance. The idea that time might be non-linear or even illusory adds a new dimension to this mystery, potentially suggesting that past, present, and future are not distinct realms, but rather aspects of a single static entity. The JWST's data has sparked a re-evaluation of the cosmological constant, the rate of expansion of the universe, and even the nature of dark matter and dark energy. Observations of early galaxies show not just their unexpected maturity, but also that the rate of star formation and matter distribution in the early universe differ significantly from what standard models predict. This opens the door to the concept that our very models of space-time might need to be restructured, shifting from a Newtonian or even relativistic viewpoint to one grounded in emergent quantum informational dynamics. Within this unfolding mystery, the arrow of time, a concept introduced by the second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy always increases, is also under siege. If galaxies formed faster than entropy would permit, or if entropy behaves differently in the early universe, then time as driven by entropy becomes suspect. Perhaps entropy isn't the cause of time's passage, but a symptom of something more deeply embedded in the fabric of reality, something that the James Webb Telescope is just beginning to reveal. These implications echo through the architecture of physics itself. Einstein's general theory of relativity treats time as the fourth dimension, intertwined with space to form a malleable spacetime. However, relativity also permits solutions where time behaves unusually, slowing down near massive objects, even stopping at the event horizon of a black hole. If the Webb telescope has effectively seen galaxies that should not yet exist, then perhaps the universe itself harbors regions where time, as we know it, doesn't flow, or never flowed at all. What does it mean for something to exist before there was time? Or more provocatively, what does it mean for there to be a before if time does not fundamentally exist? These are not idle philosophical questions, but critical puzzles raised by the new data. If time is not real, then perhaps the universe did not begin in a singular moment of explosive creation, the Big Bang, but rather emerged timelessly, with what we interpret as sequential evolution being a misreading of static, higher-dimensional reality. The implications extend into our technological and philosophical future. In quantum computing, where traditional binary logic gives way to probabilistic and non-linear information processing, a universe without fundamental time becomes not only a theoretical curiosity, but a practical foundation for new technology. If we harness principles of a timeless universe, we may develop technologies that interact with quantum information in ways previously considered impossible, leveraging coherence, entanglement, and superposition in systems that don't rely on temporal progression. Such a universe would also reshape our sense of self, consciousness, and experience. Human cognition is steeped in time. Memory, planning, language, all rest on the assumption that time flows in one direction. If this flow is an illusion, it calls into question our internal narratives. Are we living through moments, or are we merely experiencing a fragment of a timeless block universe in which all moments coexist eternally? The Webb telescope's revelations make this a pressing scientific inquiry rather than an abstract thought experiment. There is also a theological and metaphysical dimension to the unraveling of time. Many religious and spiritual traditions speak of a reality beyond time, an eternal now in which all existence is unified. If modern physics begins to point in a similar direction, not through mysticism but through observation, then the boundary between science and spirituality becomes more permeable, not in the sense of replacing one with the other, but in suggesting that both have been groping toward the same truth from different directions. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed a universe that appears too mature, too structured, and too organized to have evolved linearly in the time frame allowed by our traditional models. These observations do not merely tweak a few parameters in our equations, they challenge the scaffold of temporal evolution itself. And Michio Kaku's declaration that time does not exist begins to sound less like hyperbole and more like an unsettling truth that physics must now confront. In theoretical models that remove time as a core component, space itself becomes a more abstract concept as well. Dimensions beyond our perception, perhaps compactified or embedded in higher dimensional brains, could host entire universes where time is either frozen, cyclical, or simply irrelevant. The Webb telescope might be peering into one such region, where our expectations based on temporal evolution fail because we are not seeing a younger universe, but rather another aspect of a complex, timeless geometry. This opens the door to interpretations rooted in loop quantum gravity and causal set theory, where space-time is not continuous but discrete, like pixels on a screen or grains of sand forming an image. Time in such models is a convenient approximation, not an absolute. Events do not happen in time, but are relations among elements in a network. If the JWST is showing us galactic structures too advanced for their supposed age, perhaps we are seeing configurations of relations rather than objects evolving through time. Such revelations stir excitement and discomfort. They dismantle our mental models of the universe and our place within it. A universe without time challenges the human desire for progress, growth, and meaning, concepts we often measure in temporal terms. Yet it also offers a kind of liberation. If time is not real, perhaps we are not bound by it in the way we believe. Mortality, change, and decay may be local illusions like the setting sun, apparent only from a limited perspective. The ripple effect of this understanding touches all sciences. Biology, chemistry, psychology all assume time as a fundamental axis along which systems operate. If that axis is only an emergent, localized phenomenon, then models of behavior, development, and cognition may need to be reinterpreted. Evolution might not be a historical process, but a spatial rearrangement of information. Consciousness might not move through time, but sample it in a non-linear fashion, like scanning frames in a film reel. Michio Kaku's pronouncement and the James Webb Telescope's findings may mark the dawn of a paradigm shift akin to Copernicus dethroning Earth from the center of the cosmos. Except now, it is not our planet or our galaxy that is being decentralized. it is time itself. The human species has always measured the cosmos by counting rotations of the Earth, cycles of the moon, the aging of stars, but these may be surface impressions like the ripples on a pond that give no clue to the depth beneath. Already, physicists are crafting new theories that treat time as an emergent entanglement pattern, where what we call before and after are statistical correlations, not absolute states. The early galaxies spotted by JWST could be seen not as early chapters in a cosmic novel, but as simultaneous pages of a non-linear narrative. In this narrative, the ink is still fresh, not because it was recently written, but because our perspective defines what we call now. As the Webb telescope continues to relay data from the farthest reaches of space and time, or perhaps from beyond time, the challenge will be not only to understand what we see, but to adjust the lens through which we see it. That lens has always included time. Now we are being asked to remove it. And when we do, the universe may look not just stranger than we imagined, but stranger than we can imagine. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on time not existing? As Michio Kaku claims, we want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.